Welcome to this fluid mechanics laboratory. We are going to discuss the different experiments in this laboratory. So there are four parameters or four set of parameters we are going to find out in the fluid mechanics laboratory. One is the flow rate. Another one is the work producing device like turbine and work consuming device like pump, and we have the losses like major loss and minor losses, which we call it as the energy losses. The major loss is considered as friction loss, and minor losses will be calculated wherein we have the sudden contraction, sudden expansion, and so on. So first let us discuss this experiment. This experiment is called rotameter experiment. In this we are going to find out the flow rate. Flow rate means how much liquid is flowing through this pipe. Let us say that if you take this pipe, how much liters of water is flowing through this pipe, we are going to find out using a device called rotameter. So we have different devices like venturimeter, orifice meter, and we have the conventional method which we call it as collecting tank method, using which we can find out the flow rate. So one such device with which we can find out the flow rate is rotameter. So this is the rotameter. So let us see how it works. It is a transparent section in which we have the tapered section inside it, and we have a member inside the rotameter which is what we call it as float. Okay, so it is actually the steel member which we can adjust. So this will take the position based on the flow rate. So now I am adjusting this, so I am reducing the flow rate and it is taking the position in the lower direction. So it acts against it acts along the gravity. Once the flow rate is high, this will take the maximum position. So now I am adjusting this. Now you can see this position is being varied. So the more the flow rate, the higher will be the position of this float. So it has been experimented and it has been calibrated. We can see the readings here. So this is 0, 5, 10, 20, 30, which means it is 10 means 10 liters per minute, 20 means 20 liters per minute. So how to take the reading? So the uppermost position of this float, directly it will give the reading. That is, if it is 30, it means it is 30 liters per minute. If it is 25, it is 25 liters per minute, meaning 25 liters of water is flowing through this pipe per minute. So that is what that readings means. In this experiment, what we are going to do is we are going to compare the readings of the rotameter with a conventional device, is what we call it as flow meter or water meter. Okay, so we are going to compare these two devices. So now we shall discuss the procedure how to calculate the flow meter through this rotameter reading and the flow rate through water meter reading, and how to compare the readings of this rotameter and the water meter. First we shall take the rotameter reading, which will be directly read from the scale which is being shown here. Let me fix it at 10. Now please view that this float is exactly at 10 liters per minute, meaning in the tabular column, in the column of rotameter reading, I have to put 10. Once I adjust it, it will vary according to the position of this float. I shall take the readings on the rotameter reading in the tabular column. Now correspondingly, I have to take the time taken in the water meter. So now we shall come here for taking the water meter readings. So this water meter reading, it will show you how much volume of water has flown through this pipe. It will not show the flow rate. We have to take, it will show the only volume. It will be like your speedometer of your vehicle. Now we can see the readings. It is changing. The last decimal, it is now changing from 3, 4, now it is changing to 5, and so on. Each division represents 1 liters. So now if it is changing from 10 to 20, it means by that time 10 liters of water has passed through this water meter. So what we have to note down is we have to fix some volume through this water meter, and we have to take time, we have to note down the time taken for that corresponding volume. So for each readings in the rotameter, I have to take the time taken in the water meter for the fixed volume. So I should not change the volume here. let us say that we are fixing the volume as 10 liters, which means I will be noting down the time taken for 10 liters. Now the volume is 25, so I will be starting the stopwatch now. So 26, 27, 28, 29. Now it is 30. So till it comes to 35, I will be keeping my stopwatch in on position. Once it comes to 35, it represents from 25 to 35, 10 liters of water has passed through this. Now it is 34. Now it is 35. I shall stop the stopwatch now. Now I'll note down the time from the stopwatch, which comes around 16 seconds. So this is my first reading. So for 10 liters per minute, the time taken for 10 liters in the water meter is 16 seconds. Now I will adjust the reading. I will adjust the rotameter reading to say 15. Now look at this float, which is at 15 liters per minute here, which is for the second set of readings. Now in the rotameter column, I will be noting down the rotameter reading as 15 liters per minute. Now I will be going and taking the reading in the water meter for the same 10 liters per minute. Now what I have done is I have increased the volume here. It was 10 liters per minute initially. Now it is 15 liters per minute. The flow rate has increased. So what will happen to the time? The time will reduce because volume is fixed. Time will reduce. So I will be noting down the time taken for 10 liters per minute in the water meter, which will come less than that of for the previous reading because the volume flow rate has increased. Similarly, I have to take for the 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40, and the corresponding time taken for 10 liters per minute has to be noted down in the time taken for 10 liters per minute column. So only two readings we are taking. One is rotameter reading and time taken for 10 liters. Then we have to proceed for the calculations.